What do you think of Wednesday afternoon NFL football?
Listen, as long as I get to watch my Christmas tree being lit later tonight.
Oh, that's priorities in line, right?
Priorities,
and
guys.
We watched, of course, the city of Pittsburgh hosting Baltimore, and those Ravens, no Lamar Jackson on the COVID list, so RG3 getting to start. And again, sloppiness, of course. Not a lot of practice time for Baltimore, so the bad handoff to Gus Edwards. Vince Williams recovers. Steelers get the ball, 4th and goal. Roethlisberger under pressure, and he's picked off. Tyus Bowser right there with the interception. So both defenses, no surprise, coming up big early on. A few plays later, RG3, Joe Hayden, thank you very much. Picked off there, and they're in the red zone. Oh! Pick 6. Steelers up 6-0 after missing the extra point. So sloppy played the storyline later in the first. After a muffed punt, Ravens 2nd and go. No Mark Ingram, no J.K. Dobbins. There's Edwards, and it's Baltimore up 7-6 against the undefeated Steelers. Then RG3. He can still do this. 3rd and 11, and moving the sticks and plenty more past midfield, 39 yards into Steelers territory. Now watch, clock running down late. 14 seconds left in the first half. They need to move fast. No timeouts. No timeouts. Luke Wilson, no. He can't hold on, and there's no time on the clock, so they can't get a field goal. It's 12-7 at the break. Then in the third, 2nd and 12. T.J. Watt gets the sack on RG3. 11 sacks on the season. He leads the league. That is T.J. Ravens force the punt. Then Roethlisberger. No James Conner. Finding Juju Smith. End zone. Steelers up 19-7 now. And RG3 on the sidelines. Oh no, the hammy iced up. In comes the third stringer, Trace McSorley. Well, second stringer on the depth chart today. The Penn State product. Ooh, to Hollywood Brown. We see you, Marquise. Little hesitation, and then he'll go in for the score. 70 yards. McSorley's first career touchdown. The Ravens within 5. But the Steelers, final 3 minutes, big 3rd and 6. Conversion. Double team. James Washington holds on. They would run out the clock. And the Steelers, they get the W, 19-14. They are now 11-0. McSorley is 77 yards. Coming in trying for the comeback. But Benny Snell filling in for James Conner. 16 rushes, 60 yards, and the win. And with that, the Steelers are the 3rd team in the last 10 seasons to start 11-0. First since that Panthers squad in 2015. Of those, only Carolina reached the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh seeking to become the first team since the Saints in 2009 to start at least 11-0 and go on to win the Super Bowl in the same season. Sage?
Bring in Mike Tannenbaum now to break this game down team by team. Mike, good to have you here. Let's start with Baltimore, dropping to 6-5 now. That means they're tied with the Raiders for 8th place in the AFC. So if you're a Ravens fan, how concerned should you be at this point about them making the playoffs?
You know, Sage, I still think there's a good window. They have a lot of winnable games. I think they can go on a roll. They play teams like Dallas, Jacksonville, Cincinnati. Obviously, they're going to get Lamar Jackson back, and hopefully they'll get back a lot of their frontline players. Look, they played Pittsburgh toe-to-toe. That game came down literally to the last measurement in the last drive. So they are not dead. And remember, Sage, 7 teams make the playoffs. So I still think they could be well in that 7, maybe 6 seed because they have so many winnable games down the stretch.
And again, such a tough week for both teams, not just the Ravens, the Steelers too, but obviously they pulled this one out. 11-0, Mike. It's not often we get to say that. They are the FBI favorites in each of their 5 remaining games. We can take a look at that schedule. Washington, Indianapolis at home. Then they've got 3 road games at Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. What do you say, Tannenbaum? Do the Steelers run the table?
I say they don't, and I think 2 teams in particular, Sage, Buffalo and Indy, 2 teams that are physical, well-coached, and I think they can stay there toe-to-toe with Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh has a lot to be proud of, but to go undefeated, I think that's a heavy lift. And we got to remember this, Sage, only 1 team gets a bye this year. So if they lose 1 game, now they're in jeopardy of not even having the 1 seed in the AFC. So they have a ton to play for over the last 5 games.
Yeah, and especially, again, that second game here 2 weeks from now at Buffalo. We'll see. But right now, they can say they pulled this one out. 11-0 are the Steelers after beating the Ravens at home to finally wrap up Week 12. Thank you, Mike. Kevin?
Sage, let's bring in a former Steeler. That is Ryan Clark joining us now. And Ryan, you had the chance to watch this game. After watching especially the sloppy start on both sides, were you okay that this game was played?
Yeah, I mean, it's a football game. In football games and football seasons, you're going to have adversity, and especially in 2020. You know, if they're going to decide to put on the season, if you're going to say it's going to be a 16-game season within 17 weeks, you're going to have some of these issues. And you know, Roger Goodell came on at halftime and said that the issue was containment. They felt like they had protected all parties involved and that this game had the ability to go on. And it did. I mean, it's a Wednesday. It's 3:40. It's been postponed since last Thursday. So you're going to have some sloppy play. But the thing is, everyone who was involved had the same circumstances. They had the same issues, had to play at the same time with the same delays. And so fair is fair. The game went on. The outcome was what it was.
Okay, I want you to clarify something because you can misconstrue anything you read on Twitter. You were tweeting during the game here. I don't care what you tell me. The team playing in black today can't beat Kansas City. Why?
Well, when you look at the way they were performing on offense, especially third down, red zone, early on in the game, they weren't efficient. They weren't sharp. It was missed balls, drop catches. Ben missed a couple of throws as well. And when you play offense like that against the Kansas City Chiefs and you're not constantly putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes, there's no way that you can win the football game. And then also look at the way that they were dominated at times up front by the Baltimore Ravens offensive line. We knew they had to run the ball. You knew it was going to be RG3, heavy dose of Gus Edwards, heavy dose of Hill. And there were times where the Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't stop them. And we watched them be dominated a few weeks ago when they faced the Baltimore Ravens as well. This Pittsburgh Steelers team can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Not the team as a whole, not the team that's 11-0, but the way they played today didn't look to me like a team that's ascending or a team that could challenge the reigning Super Bowl champs.
Okay, and right now, Steeler fans, I'm sure they're telling you it's December 2nd. We'll see how the next month will play out. And of course,
well, they keep telling me it's Wednesday. So.
It is a Wednesday, and it's 2020 complete. Thank you, RC. Sage?
Hey, this is Drew Timme, a big sophomore power forward from Gonzaga. He's on the Nathan